Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of The Prince and the Archer by Griff Hosker, narrated by Adrian Hobart. Prologue. It had taken me a long time, longer than either King Edward or I intended, but William Wallace had finally been captured. The Scottish symbol of independence had asked for a chance to die by combat. I think to give him a warrior's death. But it had not worked, and my strength had disarmed him, and my sword wounded him. My duty done, I took him prisoner, and delivered him to Berwick. Others would claim the credit for his capture, but I did not mind. I had suffered enough notoriety in my life, and now, as I grew older, I hoped for a quieter life. King Edward was getting old, and I sensed weary. As I sat in the castle at Berwick, I contemplated my future. Now it was over, and I could go back to my home in Yarpole. I had done that which had been asked of me. I had been the archer King Edward had used since I had been a young man who had been wanted for murder. I could have been hanged as a common criminal, but the young prince had saved me, and our lives had been tied ever since. I could not refuse a command, for blood and war bound us. I was still the king's man, and I would remain so until the end. Instead of being allowed to travel home, I was thwarted, for instead of heading directly to Yarpole, I was asked to escort Wallace to Guisborough. It was one of the manors owned by the de Bruce family. I would be travelling south, and it was on the way home, so it was an easy order to obey. The trouble was that travelling with just my men, I could have reached home far more quickly. A longer journey meant I was with Wallace for a longer time than I had intended. He seemed to like me, and that was perverse, for I had hunted and captured him. He felt betrayed by those he had trusted, by other Scotsmen. I was English, and an enemy, but he seemed to think that I had treated him fairly. John de Menteith would get the credit for his capture, and he was Scottish. It was one of Wallace's own men, Jack Short, who betrayed Wallace. Wallace had killed his brother, and it was his vengeance. The result was that William Wallace would not speak to any other on the way to Guisborough, except to me. We reached the River Tees, and I thought my duty was over. I could regain my life after my years hunting the giant Scotsman.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?